So we talked about cheap snowboards the other day. Now we're going to talk about cheap beer. Genesee. We got Genesee Light, Genesee, regular Genesee, Genesee Cream Ale. I prefer Genesee Light. It's everywhere around here anyway. Not necessarily at like every gas station, but pretty much every place that prides itself on selling a lot of beer carries Genesee. It's not just the best deal, in my opinion. It is literally the cheapest beer out there. Again, around here. I'm not sure what Genesee's reach is. It's brewed in Rochester, New York. That's about, I think it's like 5 hours from Rutland, Vermont. Not exactly sure. I don't know what the reach is. Maybe it's not much further than this, but it's everywhere around here. And it is literally the cheapest beer you can get as far as I've seen. I've never seen a cheaper beer in 30 pack or 12 pack form. Even like Natural Light, I guess that's kind of like the biggest joke as far as cheap beer goes, I think, around here anyway. This is cheaper than that. And it's just as good as any other cheap domestic beer, though I wouldn't consider those other beers to be cheap. I don't know why anybody would drink Bud or Bud Light or Miller Light, Coors Light, Michelob Light. This is significantly cheaper and just as good as those. Um, this one comes in, Genny Light comes in at 4% alcohol by volume, a little lower than a typical light beer. I think most light beers are 4.2%, like the Buds and the Millers. Regular Genesee, it's a red can. That's 4.5, which is also a little lighter than a regular domestic beer. I think 5% is the standard, like with Bud and Miller and Michelob. You can get Genesee Cream Ale. That's the green box and the green can. I think that's 5.1%. Haven't had it in a while. I think it's right around 5.1%. That was a few years ago. That was like a hip beer for like the young 20 somethings and the college kids. I'm not sure if it still is or not. So the cheapest beer, Genesee, and just as good as any other, cheap beer or not so cheap beer when we're talking like Bud, etc. Um, so yeah, if you're coming to Vermont or coming to Killington and you're looking for a cheap beer, give it a try. I know most people probably aren't. They're, most tourists, money's really no object. You're going to be looking to get, the micro brews, the Long Trail, and whatever else. And this I like those beers. This doesn't taste as good as those beers. I do like those beers, but they're too expensive. I rarely buy them. But, if you're on a budget, maybe you're a younger person, a college kid or something, and you're cramming six people in a hotel room or a bunch more than you should in an Airbnb, and you're on that budget and looking to go cheap, check out the Genesee. Genny Light, Genny Cream Ale. Uh, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Peace.